Everybody sees the node setups as some kind of evil Satan creations that they're never gonna touch, but let me prove you in this video that that is wrong. That's totally wrong. Okay everyone, so my name is Nitro and today I'm going to teach you how to make the most basic node setup in Blender. So let's get started. Okay, so you can see that at the moment we only have one default cube in the scene and there is nothing much just interesting there. So instead of deleting the default cube, we are just going to get him around like here. Just say I just saved the default cube, thank me later. Okay guys, so let's he's right there, he's okay, don't worry about him. But we're going to add a sphere right now. We only need a sphere, something just like this would do just great. Okay, so now that we have this sphere right here, by default it won't have any material. Okay, so in order to add the material, just go right here into the properties panel, then select this thing right here. I don't know how to call it, but it's like a sphere and it's for materials. Just go right here and then just click on the new button. As soon as you click this button, you can see that a material appeared. So it's nothing too special, just a material. Now that we have this material, we can customize it just in this panel. So in order to customize it and add more features to our material, we have to go right here in this corner, as you can see here in the corner. So we have the options button, and then in the corner of that, and by just clicking, hold and clicking, you can just split your screen, something like this, and now you have two views of your scene. So after we have this, all you have to do is to go into the editor type, then click on shader editor. Now okay, so just so you know, if you didn't add any material before hopping onto the shader editor, there is nothing going to show, so this will be blank. So in order to edit a material, first you would need to have one. Okay, so that's logic. Okay, so we have the material right here. So principled BDSV, this is like the master node of everything. It contains just all you need, and yeah, you can make anything with it. Okay, so but we are not here for him, but we are here to see what we can do with him and other nodes. Okay, so let's just go right here, search, and oh yeah, by the way, I'm going to add right now here, so screencast keys, just so you can see what I'm pressing. So now in order to add another node, all you have to do is to go Shift and A, then search, and then search for the first one, which is color ramp. Basically what color ramps allows you to do is you have two colors. Okay, so by default your material only has one, but by combining your material with color ramp, you can actually create a gradient which is a mix of two or more colors. Okay, so it's a really cool node to use. So we won't see anything if we are into the solid mode right here, if you see in the corner. But in order to see it, we can just go right here on the top and select shading, and voila, we have our shading right here. Everything is just perfect, and you can see we have just a sphere, nothing too special. Also, in order to see better than our material, we have to subdivide this. Okay, so let's subdivide this here, apply, and now we have a sphere subdivided with nothing too special. Okay, so we have right now a material right here, something like that. As you can see, if I'm just dragging this around, it is going to change the material. It is going to combine both of these into one material, into one single color, and gray plus black is no, white plus black is going to result always in gray. Okay, so this is gray. Now in order to control this and not have a blank gray, we have to select two more colors. We have to just edit those colors. And if you want to edit a color, well, all you have to do is to go right here where it's like the color thing. It's a square, there is something, there's a box right here with the color, and if you click on it, it will just show something like this, and you can add two colors. So for me, I'm just going to add purple and blue, so teal, this one, because these are my favorite colors actually. Okay, so we have these two colors, but right now there is nothing too interesting as this material. It's just a combination between two materials. So let's see what we can do with this. We just go in right there and search for our next node, which is noise texture. Okay, so you might be wondering why noise texture, because there are also, let's see, Voronoi texture. I don't know if I pronounced them correctly, so don't kill me for that. Voronoi texture, then magic texture. We have this magic texture, image texture for those who have images to import, brick textures, and there are many others. I don't know, but these are the ones that they use more often. Okay, so I'm going to add a noise texture because it is the easiest to understand. So basically, it adds noise. Is that's all it does? It adds noise. So it's going to randomly just just combine those colors and create something like this on the. It's just going to combine randomly those colors and into one single material. And if we increase the scale, you can see by increasing the scale, we're going to have fewer portions, but with a smaller scale, with a bigger scale. And if we're going to increase it, we're going to have more portions, but with a lower scale. Okay, so if you understand that, perfect. So all you have to do now in order to add more detail to this is just increase the detail. If you don't want to do this, you can just decrease it all the way down to 0. But I'm just going to add 16. 16 is the maximum we can add. We can see right now we have a texture. Nothing too special, just a texture that we can't really control. It's just a ball with, you can just add some noise and something like that. It's just boring. Okay, so in order to control the texture, first we need to generate a texture. Well, not generate a texture, but that's how the next node that we're going to add is named. Okay, so let's see, because Blender, if you're just going to search for this texture coordinate. Okay, so we have texture coordinate. What these nodes basically do is it creates coordinates for the texture that we already have and which we're going to generate. Okay, so it by default it has generated a texture, and now all we have to do is to import those coordinates into a mapping node. Okay, so let me do this. Let's add a mapping node, go to vector, vector, and vector. And now, okay, but first let me just explain what mapping does. So mapping basically it's using the values that Blender generated for this texture, and it is going to apply them on the noise texture, which is going to apply it on the color ramp and on the principled, and then just show it to everyone. Okay, so that's how it works. So if you just go around and play with this, you can see right now that we can actually control the texture. We can actually control where it is, where it should be, its rotation. For example, on X. Okay, so let's see something just like that. Rotation on X, Y, and Z, location, and also we have scale, which can result in some really interesting things, right? Like this. Okay, so if you want to add or create wood, then that would be that's a really good texture to use. Okay, so let's just get these away because we don't need them anymore. Sorry, textures. But okay, so we have these 4 right now, but there is one more that we have to add, because these aren't the best. Okay, these aren't the best. So no, these aren't enough. So let's see, we just go right here and add one more texture. Remember, Shift plus A to add a new not texture but a node, and then just go and search for RGB curves. Okay, so now we have this texture right here, and it isn't going to be anywhere between those, but we have to connect it with this. And now what do we have? What does this actually do? Is by just clicking on here on the middle or anywhere where you want, it is going to add points. Well, what are those points doing? Okay, so what are those points there for? So all we have to do is just increase and decrease the points, and by that it is going to influence how powerful and how dominant one color will be. So if you just do something like this and bring it all the way down, well, blue is going to be more powerful because purple is in the left direction and teal is in the right direction. So okay, this has a lot of sense. just bring this down. Okay, right now purple is going to be the best color or the most used color. Okay, so you have this right now. Okay, just go right here and you can see that we can still connect, we can still connect slash influence the texture that we have. So we can still do all of our things with this, and now we have total control over this material and over these nodes. So basically that was it, guys. This was the video. It wasn't that much of a big deal just to create this thing that can be really useful when we just want to create wood, for example, because you can also do this with this node setup. It is the simplest node setup that someone can add, and it's also professional. This is also professional, and you can have a lot of interesting results with this. Okay, guys, so remember, if you need any tutorials in the future, just comment down below if you like this tutorial and what other tutorial would you like me to create. Okay, because I want to create tutorials for you guys. If you have any doubts or anything like that with Blender, just tell me and I'm going to try and create something for you, something special. Okay, so don't forget to also follow me on my social media. I have the links down below in the description of the video. And yeah, it was a pleasure to show you this. I love you guys all and see you in the next tutorial. Bye!